There have been reports around the office that you have been talking baby talk.
Why would people say that?
Well, I have it on good authority that you said the following. You read that back to me?
Andy have a boo-boo tummy.
Mm-hmm.
He calls turtles shell beavers.
Well, that's what they should be called.
They're green. Yeah. Beavers are brown.
Definitely, we've had this argument. We've agreed to now talk about it.
But you...
Using his vast knowledge of history and politics, we start our day off right with motivational speaker Richard Battle.
Love having this cat on the program. Mr. Battle, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you and the audience out there. And I'd never heard the term shell beaver before, but it reminds me of down here we call armadillos possum on the half shell.
The armadillo, of course, for living up here, we knew about them. When my father-in-law moved down to Arkansas, funniest thing ever is he got crazy about the armadillos in his yard. And he had a little .22, and he would take pot shots at the armadillos running through his yard. And the neighbors just got used to it. Well, we go down there one time, and we're staying, and my kids are young. And Grandpa grabs the gun and takes off to the backyard. He saw something in the backyard. And my kids go racing after Grandpa and see him shooting at armadillos in the backyard. Funniest thing I've ever saw. And I can't imagine it was even legal. I mean, he wasn't outside the city limits. I don't know. But anyway, armadillos. Here's why I was so happy you're on. Of course, we're going to talk about Thanksgiving, so let's talk Thanksgiving. I want your next book, and this is what I've been thinking about you a lot lately. Your next book, you're a great history writer, is to grab all the extra history. I mean, I know you're doing 100 years at a time of America, and that's all good. Don't get me wrong. It's all good. But I want you to take some of this weird stuff that we throw up out here and talk about and give me the history of it. I'm using Thanksgiving as an example, right? 1600s, when did this thing start?
Yeah, after the first Thanksgiving, well, there's a dispute between the Massachusetts first Thanksgiving in 1621 and down in Virginia, which the Jamestown colony was founded in 1607. And the Virginians argued to their merit that they had the first Thanksgiving. Okay,
but this is my point. No one really knows, but here's what I want to, and I want you to write the book on it and find all that weird stuff in our that we celebrate stuff we have no idea. Thanksgiving's one of them. Do we know what we had to eat on that first Thanksgiving? Because I'm going to throw this out here. That canned cranberry thing, they didn't have that. That's new. We can get rid of it. The yam or sweet potato might have been there, but they didn't have the marshmallows to throw on top. So that has to go. That's just horrible anyway. Could you get us like what was a real corn would have been on there, right? Corn on the cob?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a problem with turkey, but I'd imagine there maybe was a hog or something in there. Why are we destined with what we've got? I want to know, because no one likes cream-style corn. Nobody. They weren't cream-style.
I love cream-style corn.
Do you really?
Absolutely.
See, I just think if we want to modernize Thanksgiving, we go with bring what you really like. And if you like egg rolls, bring egg rolls to Thanksgiving. I'm okay with that. Bring what you're thankful for, because no one liked that canned cranberry stuff. No, just get it out.
Well, I'm thankful that we have the freedom to eat what we want to eat and can make available to eat on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I told the in-laws, asked what we were bringing. I was bringing egg rolls. That looked like you got a third eye in your head. I said, okay, so my wife said I couldn't. I don't know, we're bringing potatoes or something, but you can't bring egg rolls. So anyway. All right. We're talking Thanksgiving today. What are the things we should be thankful for? Give me your thoughts on Thanksgiving.
Well, and, I kind of put this piece together about the difference between being thankful and not being thankful. And I propose that we are thankful every day because with all the distractions and discouragements and everything that we have, it's easy not to be thankful every day. But to me, the happiest people are thankful all the time because they realize what they have. They can be thankful for, or as John Wayne said, if you can't be thankful for something, be thankful you're not having to deal with something. So if you have your health, be thankful you don't have to deal with poor health, for example. Yeah. So, but a thankful attitude is much more positive, not only for you, but the people around you. Because I have, for example, one guy in my softball organization, we call him Mr. Grumpy Pants, because he is so negative and anything positive everybody else enjoys, he finds something negative about it. Sure. And it just discourages everybody. And so people who are not thankful not only hurt themselves, but they hurt the people that have to be around them.
And it's a learned behavior, right? I mean, what do you call him? Grumpy pants. Maybe he's always been grumpy pants. Maybe that's in his behavior. But you learn to change that, right? If I said tomorrow I'm going to find something every day to be thankful for, I'm going to have to sit down, say, okay, I can see that, and then do it again. But once you start doing that, it gets a little repetitive. It gets easier, correct? You make that a habit. It's a mental thing.
Well, absolutely, because what happens is we have expectations. And when we have our freedom, we have plenty to eat, we have our good health, we get to where we expect that to be the way it is because it's the way it's been. And we don't realize until all of a sudden there's an interruption that we do have that item to be thankful for. But to me, if we recognize it each day, I'm grateful nobody's shooting at me in a war zone. I'm grateful to have my health, etc. We're much happier when we recognize those things each day. And when we do that, we can encourage others, which to me, besides thankfulness, encouragement's the thing we can use to spread that thankfulness to others.
What do you just on a whole think of Thanksgiving? Because I love this idea of every day trying to figure out what you're thankful for, because, again, I think that will build on itself. But is the one day getting together and throwing this massive feast and all that, is that almost gluttonous? Is it, no, you know what, it's okay to do it once a while and just really sit down with your people and just throw it out there, we're thankful for, and, declaring it? Is that
well, I think
good,
the
bad, or
Pilgrims
indifferent?
figured out that eventually one day there'd be 3 or 4 football games on TV once they were thankful.
Now that's funny. Yeah, but you get my point. Maybe it's gluttonous, if you will, to do it on one day and just massive amounts of food, because those are less fortunate, don't get as much. But on the other hand, at least once a year, we're taking a day, and literally the world stops, right? Postman's not coming. We're going to stop for tomorrow, and except for, I guess, the grocery stores and gas stations, they'll be there. And just stop and be thankful. I think that's okay.
No, absolutely, it's okay. And years ago, people stopped because they worked every other day, and it was a day of rest and thankfulness. Now, the good thing about having a special day and stopping is there's so many people that travel because families now are spread out. They're not in the same neighborhood like they were originally. And so taking that day and traveling and being with people that you're normally not with all the time, I think that's very special.
Yeah, agreed. Things that we focus on today that aren't going down that Thanksgiving way. When you watch things, it's kind of like, wow, if I don't have the best tennis shoes, or I don't have the best watch, or my car isn't the best, the things we see in our culture try to take us away from being thankful, right? I don't have the great shoes now, the great tennies, so I must be second class. Our culture sets us up to not be thankful, doesn't it?
Our culture can poison us if we don't recognize what they're doing. And I mean, they want us to focus on ourself all the time. They want us to focus on the short term and materialism. I mean, the marketing on TV and the internet and everything else wants us to add to cart and click all the time. Instant gratification. It wants us to focus on what we don't have, but Al has, for example.
Yeah,
and,
there's focus.
And so it's a fame of personality versus achievement. People want to become famous without really doing anything except becoming famous. Whereas before, people would want to achieve something, and some people that achieved might get famous, but many people that achieved never got famous. And so there's a lack of, I'm trying to even think of the word. It's the opposite of misery. I mean, there's a misery that goes along with all these things because you can never satisfy yourself when you focus on that glass half full type situation.
Well, we've even created the misery index. Once a year, they're going to come out with a misery. How miserable are we? It's like, that's even a terrible way of the phrasing. How about how happy are we this day? And maybe they actually call it the misery index in the U.S. I've got to go to break. Maybe, if you will, on the other side, you tell us, how do we turn this around? What do we focus on? How do we get there so we can really, truly enjoy this coming Thanksgiving. I've got him, Richard Battle, on the Al Travis Show.
This
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist, you need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
A as in alligator. L also in alligator. But it's not alligator. It's the Al Travis Show.
We're talking Thanksgiving with Richard Battle, and we're thankful to have him on. Actually, we was talking about it before the show. I've got great guests, and guests like Richard Battle come on, and I am thankful for them every week. As he comes up, well, I don't think this was rocket science. Let's talk about Thanksgiving this week. We won't be the only radio show doing this, but he's in, and he comes up with things to talk about every week. We're talking about being thankful and how I think culture keeps us from being too positive about it. And I asked before the break, give me ideas, and then how do we turn that around? Besides trying to do it on a regular, what are things we should be focused on?
Well, I think creating a thankful heart, we focus on others instead of ourselves and our Creator. When we focus on our lifetime and influence beyond, we can be more thankful than when we're focused on ourselves and just the current. We focus on relationships versus possessions and being thankful for family and friends and the opportunity to interact with people versus there's so many people that are lonely, especially at the holidays as well.
Yeah.
So having those relationships, it's much more to be thankful for than if you don't have people that you can share your life with.
I love that. I love the idea of the lifetime and beyond. It's easy to look at today. Boom. What's not working for me? But when you look over a lifetime, and I'm up to 60 now, right? In 60 years, yeah, there have been some negative holes, but when you look at it overall, I'm doing okay. I'm liking my life. I like what's going on. And if I look forward, which makes it even better, I see a lot more positives coming to get. I'm saying if you get lost right now, but think of your entire lifetime and then beyond, I think it's a lot easier to see the good things. I love that.
Well,
lifetime
yes,
and beyond.
and to use an unrelated example, if you look at the stock market, and if you just look at it one day when it drops large, has a large drop, you can look very negatively. But if you back up and look at a week or a month or a year or 5 years, it looks a lot better. And when we do that, we're happier. And so these things, when we put it in a longer perspective, it's easier to be satisfied and happy with what we have. Deferred gratification. And that is so hard these days. When we were younger, especially, and there wasn't as much materialism, we'd have to wait for things. And I can remember waiting, it seemed like forever for certain things. Now, most of us have an ability that if we really want something, we can acquire it faster than we could before, which does not promote deferred gratification. But people that have a deferred gratification in their mindset are much more thankful for what they have.
Well, and if you ever tried, well, even think back in your life, anything that you had to wait for was always much more special when you got it. My first car, worked for 14, I'm putting money away. It was a crap car. It's a 73 lime green Volvo, but it took me almost a year to save enough money to get it.
Yeah.
When I got it, it was the greatest thing that ever happened. Now I look back, what a crap car. But that gratification that I don't have it today, but I got to put this away, and it makes a difference. If you can push it off, you'll appreciate it more. Love that.
Yes, and one of the things that's a negative is comparing ourselves to others, because there's always somebody that's better looking or has more money or a bigger house or a better car. And so to me, the only person we should compare ourselves to is ourselves yesterday. And so I'm thankful I'm better today than I was yesterday. And the question today is, what can I do today to be better tomorrow than I am today? And when I do that, I'm much happier when I don't compare myself to others.
That is fantastic.
So the next thing is there used to be an old church song that most churches sing called Count Your Blessings, which was kind of a little ditty, if you will. And it helped people to recognize, to focus on the blessings versus the things we don't have, and the happiness that creates. And we also want to concentrate on our achievements and versus what we haven't achieved, and count that we'll get the rewards for our achievements. Sometimes rewards are delayed. Sometimes they come in different formats than we think. But if we focus on achieving things and going through the process, we will be rewarded at some time in our life or beyond.
I love that. I like the last one you had on there. We're going to run out of time. Focus on what now when adversity strikes. I love that idea. Okay, everybody gets it. We all been knocked to the knees at some point. But if you focus on you got knocked to the knees, that's one thing. If you focus on what next, what do I do now, you're already starting to climb out.
Yes, and the typical thing is to focus on why me? Why did I have cancer? Why did I break my arm, et cetera? And when you do that, it's a negative thought. But why me is, okay, I've experienced this. What should I do now to help myself and others?
There you go. All right, we've got to fly. Any last thoughts? Didn't you have a friend? And we want you to get the books, by the way. Pick them up. These are great gift ideas. Thanksgiving, people will be thankful for the books. Christmas is when you get them. I can get them by Christmas time, right? You get them out that quick?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
The three great books, AmeriCANS, Who Made America, the 19th century, the 18th century, and, of course, the one that started it all, Made in America by AmeriCANS, not AmeriCANS. RichardBattle.com, best place to get them, or you send them everybody to Amazon.
Well, they're all signed at RichardBattle.com. If you'd like one inscribed for a gift, we're happy to do that. Email me, Richard@RichardBattle.com. After you order, we're happy to inscribe them. And so far, there's plenty of time before Christmas, but you can
that'll run quick.
Out, so
all right.
Don't take
Sir, I'm thankful to have you on the show every week. Love you coming on here. I appreciate you. I love the books. I'm being honest. Folks, you need to pick these up. Get them in your library. They're a great price and a great read. Thank you for coming on, Mr. Battle.
God bless your audience, and God bless America.
There you go.
If it's your turn to